Saquon Barkley joins Trump's National Sports Council. In a move that's stirring up conversations across the nation, Saquon Barkley, the celebrated All-Pro running back for the Eagles, has been appointed to President Donald Trump's revamped National Sports Council. This council aims to foster school programs that not only promote physical education, but also pave the way for a presidential fitness award, as announced by the White House last Friday. But here's where it gets controversial. The council's broader agenda and its implications on American sports culture. President Trump, on Thursday, signed an executive order that breathed new life into the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. This revitalization includes the reintroduction of the Presidential Fitness Test, a staple in many public schools for decades, testing the physical prowess of our youth. While Barkley was notably absent from the ceremony, the event was not short of star power. Attendees included wrestling icon Paul "Triple H" Levesque, golf pros Bryson DeChambeau and Annika Sorenstam, NFL kicker Harrison Butker, and NFL legend Lawrence Taylor. Adding to the high-profile list was Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education and Triple H's mother-in-law. Chaired by Bryson DeChambeau, the council's mission extends beyond just fitness awards. It seeks to restore traditional values in college sports, address the contentious transfer portal issues, and maintain gender-specific competitions. This last point, keeping men out of women's sports, is particularly poised to ignite debate, and this is the part most people miss. The council's role could reshape not just physical education, but the very ethos of collegiate sports in America. Despite his new role, Barkley has kept a low profile about his appointment, with no mentions on his social media. His relationship with Trump, however, is not entirely under wraps. In April, Barkley was seen golfing with Trump at Bedminster, just a day before the Eagles were scheduled to visit the White House to celebrate their Super Bowl win, a visit that quarterback Jalen Hurts skipped. Barkley's interaction with Trump has not been without its critics. He addressed the backlash on his X account, stating, "LOL, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office. Not a hard concept to understand. Just golfed with Obama not too long ago, and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now you get out my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day." What do you think about Barkley's role on the council and the broader implications for sports and politics in America? Does respecting the office mean overlooking the controversies? Let's discuss in the comments below. President's Council reinstates Presidential Fitness Test, Health Youth Sports Revolution. The future of America's health and fitness is at stake, and it's time to take bold action. President Donald J. Trump, with the power vested in him by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, has issued an executive order to address this critical issue. But here's where it gets controversial. The order revokes a previous executive order and amends another, reshaping the landscape of sports, fitness, and nutrition initiatives. Let's dive into the details and explore the implications of this move. Revoking and amending executive orders. Executive Order 13824, issued in 2018, is hereby revoked. This order established the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Executive Order 13265, dating back to 2002, is amended. The title is revised to include the reestablishment of the Presidential Fitness Test, reflecting a broader focus on health and fitness. Addressing America's health crisis. The order highlights the alarming rates of obesity, chronic diseases, and inactivity among Americans, particularly children. These trends pose a threat to our nation's vitality and longevity. President Eisenhower recognized this issue and took action, creating the President's Council on Youth Fitness. John F. Kennedy, as president-elect, emphasized the importance of health in his essay, The Soft American. President Trump's administration has taken significant steps to combat this crisis. In his first term, the council was renamed, and a national youth sports strategy was developed. Now, in his second term, the president is taking further action, reestablishing the Presidential Fitness Test. One of the key components of this executive order is the reestablishment of the Presidential Fitness Test. This test, administered by the Secretary of Health and Human Services with support from the Secretary of Education, will serve as a main assessment tool for a Presidential Fitness Award. The test aims to encourage and reward excellence in physical education and promote the benefits of daily movement, exercise, and good nutrition. Revitalizing the President's Council. The President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition is revitalized as a cornerstone of national health renewal. The council will consist of up to 30 members appointed by the President, serving 2-year terms with the possibility of reappointment. The council's functions include advising the President on progress and recommending actions to accelerate improvements. They will develop strategies for the fitness test, promote challenges and school-based programs, expand sports participation, set innovative fitness goals for youth, and address the growing national security threat posed by childhood obesity and sedentary lifestyles. Engaging all sectors, the order emphasizes the need for a national culture of strength, vitality, and excellence. It calls for engagement from all sectors, including public and private, civilian and military, to create an environment that prioritizes health and fitness. Administrative details and termination. The order outlines administrative procedures, including information and assistance to be provided by executive departments and agencies, travel reimbursement for council members, and funding and support from the Department of Health and Human Services. The council may establish subcommittees with the President's approval and will terminate 2 years from the date of the order unless extended. Inclusion and call to action. This executive order is a comprehensive plan to address America's health crisis. It aims to improve the physical and mental well-being of Americans, especially youth, and create a culture that values health and fitness. What are your thoughts on this initiative? Do you believe it will have a positive impact on the nation's health? Share your opinions and let's discuss the potential outcomes and challenges. Presidential Fitness Test returns. What it means for students, schools' health in 2025. Remember the anxiety of the mile run in gym class? The iconic presidential fitness test, once a cornerstone of American school life, is making a comeback, sparking fresh debates about health, education, and what it means to be fit in the modern era. President Trump's recent executive order revives this decades-old tradition, aiming to reignite a national push for youth fitness. But the move has already divided educators, parents, and health experts. Let's unpack why this test matters, how it evolved, and what its return could mean for kids across the country. The test, which once featured grueling push-ups, shuttle runs, and that dreaded 1-mile sprint, was a rite of passage for generations of students. It wasn't just about physical exertion, it was a badge of honor. Students scoring in the 85th percentile or higher earned the Presidential Fitness Award, a symbol of national pride. But in 2013, under President Obama, the test was quietly phased out in favor of a broader, more flexible approach to fitness. Now, with Trump's executive order, it's back on the table, though details about the specific exercises or rollout timeline remain unclear. The administration frames the revival as a response to a childhood chronic disease crisis. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. has long warned about declining activity levels and rising obesity rates among kids. Trump's order even ties the issue to national security, calling the decline in physical well-being a threat to America's future as it approaches its 250th birthday and prepares to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But here's where opinions clash. Critics argue that standardized fitness tests can be counterproductive, focusing on competition over holistic health and potentially harming students' self-esteem. The test's origins trace back to the Cold War era, when orthopedic surgeon Hans Kraus and fitness advocate Bonnie Pruden exposed alarming gaps in American youth fitness. Their 1950s research revealed that over half of U.S. kids failed basic physical challenges, compared to just 8.7% of Europeans. This revelation spurred President Eisenhower to establish the President's Council on Youth Fitness, a legacy Trump has now revived. Kennedy's uncle, President John F. Kennedy, further popularized the cause with his essay The Soft American, lamenting the nation's shift from rugged outdoor life to sedentary habits. Trump's ORNO explicitly references this history, positioning the test as a patriotic duty. Yet the test's return isn't without controversy. Many educators, like physical education teacher Joanna Fairber, report mixed reactions. While most agree childhood obesity and lack of physical education are urgent issues, the question remains, should fitness be measured through rigid, one-size-fits-all metrics? Critics highlight the test's potential to humiliate students, especially those struggling with body image or developmental challenges. CDC data also shows adult obesity rates have nearly tripled since the test was in use, raising doubts about its effectiveness. The Obama-era solution, replacing the test with the voluntary Presidential Youth Fitness Program, focused on resources and health education rather than strict assessments. Tools like the FitnessGram assessment, which evaluates aerobic capacity, flexibility, and body composition, offered a more nuanced approach. Now, educators hope Trump's revamped test will prioritize similar principles, providing schools with the tools to foster long-term healthy habits, not just test prep. As one expert notes, fitness is just one piece of the puzzle. Nutrition, sleep, and stress management also play critical roles. So where does this leave us? The new test could inspire a renewed focus on physical activity, but its success hinges on how it's implemented. Will it encourage kids to love movement, or reduce fitness to a series of high-pressure drills? And what about the mental health impact? These are the questions that need answers. As the debate unfolds, one thing is clear. The conversation about youth fitness is far from over. What's your take? Do you think standardized fitness tests are the answer, or a step backward? Share your thoughts below.